I'm an honest Irish labourer, and I come from the county Clare, where once I had a little farm with nothing much to spare. But I had to sell me donkey and me little billy goat, and with the money I received at Glasgow, took the boat in the morning. When I landed there, before me hair was dry, I started on the Mickey Dam in a place they call Mulgai. And the ganger who looked over us, so they called him John the Mouse. And the very first day I started there, and he came at me to grouse. I quickly did surprise him, and I said, you little rat, I'll tie a string down around your neck, and I'll toss you to the cat. I'm as strong as any lion, I was reared on eggs and ham. I'm a terror to all fighting men all around the Mickey Dam. Aroused the mouse's temper, and at me he made to jump. He swore he'd paralyze me with the handle on his pump. Well, I quickly did surprise him, and I grabbed him by the throat. I swine that ugly monkey tail, the tail fell off his coat. I am as strong as any lion, I was reared on eggs and ham. I'm a terror to all fighting men all around the Mickey Dam. Well, big hotels we stop in, well, they call them navvies' huts. And the bugs that fleas all around the bend, they're as big as coconuts. On Saturday night when I get home, we'll stand behind the door, and as they come out one by one, I'll bash them to the floor. I'm as strong as any lion, I was reared on eggs and ham. I'm a terror to all fighting men all around the Mickey Dam. I'm as strong as any lion, I was reared on eggs and ham. I'm a terror to all fighting men all around the Mickey Dam.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to week number 3 of Trad Tuesdays. And we have a guest for you today. Look at this fella.
How you doing?
Sonny boy. Jacob Lewis, my good friend. Met Jacob a couple years ago down in Port Rexton, I think it was.
Yeah, Port Rexton. A couple of friends of ours stopped into our house that day and wanted to head out to Port Rexton. They said Fairgale was playing, and I'd say it was probably a few months before that Rise Up came out, and I was thinking about getting back into doing some music. My fiancée Sam always said, why don't you do a song and put it on the radio? And at the time, I didn't really know what kind of music I wanted to do. But then after listening to what you were putting out there, it was like, all right, I'm going to see if I can team up with Brad a bit now and see where it goes. And so far, I'm enjoying it. I haven't played a whole lot in the last year.
Not many people have.
No, and that's true with the COVID. But even before COVID, we had twins, so we've been more than busy. But now we're soon to the point where daycare is going to take over, and that'll free up a few hours a day.
There you go.
We might get into playing a bit more.
Like you would.
Yeah,
well,
no doubt.
Jacob called me to do a record, and we put out a great record, I think. I was very proud of the work we did on his record, and you should listen to it on Spotify, Apple Music, and all that fun stuff. He's got a one-of-a-kind voice, and he's going to sing you some songs here tonight. So, what are you going to start with?
I'm going to start off with Tie Me Down, Ryan's fancy tune.
Great tune.
All right, let's get her going.
Kick her into it. There you go.
Tie me down, oh, tie me down. Well, you know I'd never meant to play around. If you love me, you'll believe me, and I'll go with you now. When we got to get together, tie me down. Well, I've been wheels and I've been rails. I've been a dusty road and a grassy wagon trail. But I miss the friends that linger in the streets of my hometown. If you love me, you'll believe me, tie me down. Tie me down, oh, tie me down. Well, you know I'd never meant to play around. If you love me, you'll believe me, and I'll go with you now. When we got to get together, tie me down. Well, I know some, yes, more than one. And it's been some things I wish I'd never done. But once they branded me the devil when I longed to be a clown. If you love me, you'll believe me, tie me down. Tie me down, oh, tie me down. Well, you know I'd never meant to play around. If you love me, you'll believe me, and I'll go with you now. When we got to get together, tie me down. If we swore we'd change no more, and there's many things our hearts would be good for, give this some consideration before you turn around. If you love me, you'll believe me, tie me down. Tie me down, oh, tie me down. Well, you know I never meant to play around. If you love me, you'll believe me, and I'll go with you now. When we got to get together, tie me down.
See if you know it.
Tie me down, oh, tie me down. Well, you know I never meant to play around. If you love me, you'll believe me, and I'll go with you now. When we got to get together, tie me down.
There you are.
I started to listen to
Oh,
Ryan's
boy.
Fancy a lot in this last month or so. Yeah, it's the guys that are around our way, they started the CBN Trailways, what they got it called now, and they were doing a bit of old stuff on the old railway bed. So it's amazing how stuff kind of go hand in hand. I started watching like videos of Ralph and Sons of Aaron, and then that kind of went on to Ryan's Fancy, and then they had their skit going across the island in the train, and then now the guys are trying to get the rail bed going again with the ATVs and side-by-sides and trying to open and all that up, right? So they're doing their part. They're doing an excellent job with that. Shout out to Adam Hindy and Brandon Tilley's been doing a good job kind of up the bay with Clark's Beach area as well. So they're all merged together as one now, so they're trying to make a big push on our area anyway.
Nice.
Yeah, they're doing an excellent job.
Wow. There you go. See? The things you learn on Trad Tuesdays.
Oh, yeah.
And Jacob brought a nice 4-pack of Guinness
Some good, too.
this evening. Boy, oh boy. And he was mentioning that it's all tied into Ryan's Fancy, see? That Fergus O'Byrne drinks them warm.
That's what I heard. Now, I don't know, but I know I had the privilege to have a drink with Ralph O'Brien there one night, and that's what Ralph was kind of drinking. And Sam, my fiance, we stopped to a store one time, and I picked up some, and she's like, "You're not going drinking that." And I said, "Well, I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to try it." Anyway, I tried it, and I could see why people like it. It is the smoothest beer I've ever drank. I'm a fan of it, no doubt. So, first brewery around our way now that puts out a beer like Guinness, I'll be there.
It's never been something I drank a lot of, but man, I must say they're going down smooth. So
There, no doubt.
let's try an old song from Fogo Island. Craig Young did a great version of this on the new Shanny record, the new Shannigan record. A song called The Joe Bat's Arm Longliners. If you come back home to Newfoundland, put aside your city charm. Snowball at the fish plant in a place called Joe Bat's Arm. Oh, as you approach that busy scene, you'll see some fishermen. But most of all, you'll see the big long liners coming in. There's Gilbert and the Stella, and she's loaded down with skate. Dustin and the Endeavour, where Billy Burke is made. With their hardy crews of captains, they're the finest fishermen. And the girls are all excited, the long liners are coming in. For the Joe Bat's Arm longliners, they're coming home tonight. Oh, as they steam up the harbour, you can see their mast and lights. With their hardy crews of captains, they're the finest fishermen. And the girls are all excited, the longliners are coming in. They'll be dancing at the motel until the early dawn. And the finest band at Tilton Columbia, they're swinging arm in arm. And there's all those pretty island girls all serving up the beer. And tomorrow morning all the boys are due back at the pier. For the Joe Bat's Arm longliners, they're coming home tonight. Oh, as they steam up the harbour, you can see their masts and lights. The hardest crews of captains, they're the finest fishermen. And the girls are all excited, the longliners are coming in. Yes, the girls are all excited, the longliners are coming in. There you go. Joe Bat's Arm
longliners.
Ron Kelly. What a song.
Yeah, it's a nice tune. I spent a few days now, like, I was actually playing that myself for the last few weeks, and I was playing it differently. And then meeting up with Brad, we were like, you know what, let's play a few tunes together. And anyway, then Brad plays it differently again, so I'm like, oh, I gotta learn this again.
That's the thing.
But the one good thing about that stuff is when the melody stays, you know, within reason, it's not too bad. So it's a bit.
Everybody
nice
plays all. The thing about traditional music is everybody plays everything different.
Oh yeah,
So
no.
anytime you play with somebody new, you got to relearn it again, right? But
Yeah, there's no
that's
doubt
half
about
the
that.
fun.
It's nice.
Yeah, that's half the fun. So this is a song Jacob sent me a version of that he recorded quite a while back, and when I heard it, I was pretty blown away. So he's gonna sing it for you here. Tell him a little bit about this one, Jacob.
This song here now is another Ryan's Fancy tune, actually. I actually messaged Brad and I said, you know what, like this is a song I'd like to record. I think it kind of suits well, like, it's one of those songs that's very powerful vocally, I felt.
Yeah.
And those are the type of songs I kind of like to stick with. I enjoy singing those. And I don't know, I guess it's just kind of the way that it suits me personally. I like to be able to if I can give that little bit of a push to something, I kind of like to do it.
Right.
And like my guitar playing skills, I'm not going to haul out any Slash or nothing, you know. So for me, I got to kind of stick with the vocal. So if I can put out something that gets going well for me, that's what I like. So this one fell within that margin.
Certainly
so
fits
I like
the
it.
vocal. Yeah, 100%.
So this one is called "I Followed Her into the West." I followed her into the West, where I had never been before, and never did she see me as I stood there helpless by the door. Each day my resolution rose, and every day an oath I swore. Tonight I'll stand and be a man. Tonight I'll knock upon her door. All washed and cleaned and newly pressed, I set on about my quest once more. But each night ended as the rest. I could not knock upon her door. So I paced my room and I cursed myself. I swore that I would go no more. And when the sun was sinking low, I heard a knock upon my door. And standing there with food for me, yes, standing there my heart's delight, who said, I thought you must be ill. I missed you at my door tonight. Now you must eat and you must sleep. Your resolution to restore. And when these dishes you return, please knock upon my door.
There you go.
I enjoy that song.
That's great. I hadn't heard it until Jacob sent me that, so.
I was actually listening to Homebrew a couple Sundays past. No, probably even longer than that. Probably about, maybe, I don't know, when it was probably about a month and a half ago. And I had heard Eastern Passage actually done a copy of that.
Oh, yeah.
So that would have been Justin's Fancy.
Right.
Fancy, obviously.
Yes.
And shout out to Justin doing his country thing now. He's doing an excellent job with that. But when it come on, I recognized the voice for it immediately. So I was like, oh, yeah, I didn't know they had done a rendition of that. So
No, I didn't know either.
they did an excellent job with it, too.
There's so many great songs to discover, like, haven't heard half of them, right?
Oh, they're out there.
They're there.
Yep.
I'm going to try this one. A song called Go Lassie Go.
Here we go.
Well, summertime is coming, and the trees are gently blooming, and the wild mountain thyme grows around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go, when we'll all go together pluck the mountain thyme. All around the blooming heather, will you go, lassie, go? I will build me love a bower near yon pure crystal fountain, when on it I will pile all the colors on the mountain. Will you go, lassie, go? When we'll all go together to pluck the mountain thyme, all around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go? If my true love, she were gone, I would surely find another, where the wild mountain thyme grows around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go? When we'll all go together to pluck the mountain thyme, all around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go? When we'll all go together to pluck the mountain thyme, all around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go? Will you go, lassie, go?
Diddly job.
Thank you. What a song.
Nice tune. I enjoy that one.
Yeah, it's a great song.
Brad, get that one on the isolation sessions he released there when COVID was first going strong.
Yes, true
Before the
enough.
second wave.
True enough. I wish I would have called it something different because I can barely call it by its name. The isolation sessions.
I struggled that time.
The
I had to slow
isolation
down for that
sessions. You did it way better than I can. If you say it enough, people will have to listen to it, right?
Actually, I was talking with a few people before, and sometimes people say, like, you don't mind speaking in front of people. And so, like, as a Newfoundlander, we kind of have an advantage because I'm doing it right now with you guys, so I don't shag up too much. But we talk so fast sometimes, we literally have a second in our head to hit the backspace button before we hit enter. Just think about it. If we started rambling on like you normally would,
Yeah.
you got a second to be like, and yeah, I shouldn't say that.
Oh, that's true. That's
Yeah,
true.
yeah, and so like some places you go and you think people are talking really slow, and it almost sounds weird yourself when you're talking a little slow like that, but you don't come out that way. You just play it by ear.
I hear myself back recorded sometimes, and I'm like,
Oh yeah, I'll probably see this later on and
how do
cringe.
people understand anything I'm saying ever? But this is, I think we're going to do one now that, checking the set list. Yep, this is one Jacob recorded on his album as well, and we co-wrote this song. Great tune.
We had music for this for months.
Yeah, true.
Months.
That's true.
Yeah, it was months. And after finally talking back and forth, when I got in one day to record, we had, well, to be honest, Brad mostly had a lot of the lyrics. I got one verse and a couple lines in there.
Yeah, true. But it was all his music, man. And the intro lick and stuff is all his music. That was his creation, and that's what really draws it home for me.
Yeah, I like doing different tunings every now and then. You get a little bit of inspiration from other songs that you wouldn't even think that you'd find, but as soon as you change the tuning on your guitar.
Is this a Dadgad song?
Yeah.
Right, there you go.
And I was playing a bit of Tom Brady, football player. Paul Brady. I was playing some of his stuff, and a lot of his stuff is in like open G tuning and stuff.
Right.
And I've come up with a few different licks then too. So keep an ear out for that stuff. That'll probably be later in 2021.
There you go. But anyway, we were able to write it together over the internet, and so I'm pretty excited right now to get to play it together for the first time. So we'll see how it goes.
Let's give her a go. Weeks now I've rode the waves. I can hear the church bells ring as we make our way through the harbor. They call my name. I can hear the guitar, the fiddle, the mandolin, the bass and the drums. I can feel the rhythm burn deep in my bones. This is my home where I belong. Just as sure as the fog rolls from bay to bay, I will find my way. So boil the kettle, darling, light the stove. Homeward bound, rolling roll by roll, back to the only place I know, home, sweet home. So long since I said goodbye. You waved through the window as I took to the sky for another long 60 days. It's wet, it's cold, and it's lonely, but I'm paying my dues. Everything I do, darling, I do for you. I'll soon be home where I belong. Just as sure as the sunrise over each new day, I will find my way. So boil the kettle, darling, light the stove. Homeward bound, rolling roll by roll, back to the only place I know, home, sweet home. All the troubled seas I've traveled, all the lonely roads I've seen, I know it'll all be worth just to be back home again. So boil the kettle, darling, light the stove. Homeward bound, roving roll by roll, back to the only place I know, home, sweet home. So boil the kettle, darling, light the stove. Homeward bound, roving roll by roll, back to the only place I know, home, sweet home.
There you go. That was awesome.
I literally, in my voice memos on my phone, way down now, because after deleting hundreds, because some of them are probably only like 3 seconds long, but right down at the very beginning now is this one is like demo of something.
And that's what
it turned out to be.
There
So
you
it was
go.
nice. It was
That
nice.
was fun, man, to get to sing that together. There you go. By the way, you got to tell me if I have the Guinness mustache at any point.
I
can't see it.
guarantee you that. If you got a Guinness mustache, I am not telling you.
I got to look at myself in the camera. See, I kind of do. Get rid of that right now. Well, I didn't play this one last week, but I had a few people request it again, so I guess we'll crank it out again. A little song I wrote a couple years back called Rise Up. And apparently the song that Jacob heard that made him want to reach out to me to write his own record, or to put out his own record, so there you go.
I was in Fort McMurray.
Small
when
world.
this one come out.
Up in Fort Mac. Working away.
I wouldn't go to hell with it now. I was there.
Oh. Little tune called Rise Up. Oh, rise up, and grab another cup. We'll worry about our heads on Sunday morn. The grub was frying, the kids were crying, and all the mess in the kitchen was mine. And long may your big jib drum. Woo! Oh, 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 oh. 'Twas at my brother's recommendation I took an invitation. 'Twas a fine accommodation till I barged into the room. I had fostered expectation, put aside my hesitation, so to my reputation 'twas a little half past noon. Oh, rise up, and grab another cup. We'll worry about our heads on Sunday morn. The grub was frying, the kids were crying, and all the mess in the kitchen was mine. And long may your big jib drum. Guests were full of trepidation. When found my infiltration, they began my exportation as the clock rolled over to 9. To the boys at St. John's Station, I said it's a celebration. I begged for reconciliation. Sure, suddenly things were fine. Oh, rise up, and grab another cup. We'll worry about our heads on Sunday morn. And the grub was frying, the kids were crying, and all the mess in the kitchen was mine. And long may your big jib drum. Yes, sir. Oh, 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 boom. Well, it took all night to find her, the girl from Volvo Island. I waddled up behind her and I asked her to a dance. Well, she clearly recognized me and told me rather kindly to clear away the mess I made, and maybe I'd have a chance. So rise up, and grab another cup. We'll worry about our heads on Sunday morn. The grub was frying, the kids were crying, and all the mess in the kitchen was mine. And long may your big jib draw. Sing it if you know it. Oh, rise up, and grab another cup. There you go. We'll worry about our heads on Sunday morn. The grub was frying, the kids were crying, and all the mess in the kitchen was mine. And long may your big jib draw. Woo! Oh, 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 bo, bum, bum, bo, bo, bo. 2, 3, 4.
No.
No, boy.
Where you taking that?
I could have a swig now. You snuck one in there in the middle of the song.
Hey.
Well, this has been a lot of fun. The first guest on Trad Tuesdays.
Hopefully I'll be back again.
How does that? You brought, like I said, you brought beer, man. So you're guaranteed at least 2 more visits.
Yeah. Well, hopefully I'll be back again in the future.
So Jacob showed up today and he said, or I said, how about we do Northwest Passage by Stanley Rogers, because Jacob did a version of that on his album. And apparently it's becoming a tradition here to play at least one Stan Rogers song each week. So
Fine with that one.
and that's that's a tradition I can get behind. So it's just kind of happening by fluke. But Jacob's voice, that's the first thing. When he first sent me a demo and said I'd like to kind of put a record out, and I listened to his voice, I said, wow, that's a powerful vocal, and it's very reminiscent of Stan Rogers. So we did you did the Mary Ellen Carter and Northwest Passage on your album.
Yes.
Yeah.
To be honest, how long was it? I'd say it was only probably 2 years before I'd done that album, so probably about 3 or 4 years ago now, that I ever really listened to any of Stan Rogers. Like, I listen to Jigs and Rails and Homebrew and Saturday, the Irish Newfoundland show sometimes now and then, like all of them, intermittent and stuff. But, and I've heard of them, but like I've never actually sit down and listened to a pile of songs.
Right.
So the more I sat down and listened to them and then listened to the stories and stuff, and then you start singing them and you're like, well, you can't sing them like Stan. Like, I can't even get there. But you, like, some of them fell within like a close comfort range. But he's really good at telling a lot of stories and stuff. And like,
master storyteller.
Yeah, he's done a great job with that. And like, I can't imagine the stories that he could have told through songs if he'd lived any longer.
Yeah, it's too bad, you know. He didn't really get the chance to.
Yeah, like what he put out and the amount of time that he put out was just unbelievable.
Yeah, it's hard to believe. So I said, I think we should try this one. And Jacob was like, I haven't played that in 2 years, so we're going to try it regardless. And see if we can't get through a version of Northwest Passage for you. So.
Oh, no, we're not.
What?
No, we're not done. We missed one song. I
gotta
sing that one song.
Terrible. Rookie
See,
mistake.
Brad's on the Guinness, and he missed it.
This is what happens.
We got to do this one.
I jumped the gun and missed what was potentially my favorite song of the evening here, folks. This is going to blow you away. I jumped right over.
I got to sing this one. I got to
right
sing
to
this
rise
one.
up, and I missed this beautiful.
I'll send this one out
right
to
here.
Ralph, actually. It's to Ralph O'Brien. I'll send this one out to him.
There you go. It was over to Ralph's
yes. And then we'll do the
a
Northwest Passage. Oh, were you?
Yeah, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah, just had a beer with him and stuff, and me and Chris and Patrick Moran.
Yeah, I seen a few photos, actually. There was a
yeah,
lot of really good musicians
Oh,
at that.
yeah, we had a tune.
Yeah.
A couple songs, and went on our way again, but
So before we get to Northwest Passage, I'm going to do this one. I'm going to send this one out to Ralph.
there you go.
By the lonely prison wall, I heard a young girl calling. Michael, they have taken you away, for you stole Trevania's corn, so the young might feed them all. A prison ship lies waiting in the bay, and lo, lie the fields of Athenry, where once we'd watch the small free birds fly. Our love was on the wings, and we had dreams and songs to sing. And it's so lonely round the fields of Athenry. By the lonely prison wall, I heard a young man calling. Nothing matters, Mary, when you're free. Against the famine and the crown, I rebelled, they cut me down. Now you must raise our child with dignity. And lo, lie the fields of Athenry, where once we'd watch the small free birds fly. Our love was on the wings, and we had dreams and songs to sing. And it's so lonely round the fields of Athenry. By the lonely harbor wall, I heard a young girl calling, Michael, they have taken you away. For she lived at home and prayed for her love in Botany Bay. And it's so lonely round the fields of Athenry. Low lie the fields of Athenry, where once we'd watch the small free birds fly. Our love was on the wings, and we had dreams and songs to sing. And it's so lonely round the fields of Athenry.
I'm so glad you interrupted me and sang that one.
I like that one.
Oh, if we would have missed that one, that would have killed me.
I like that song. That's a good tune. That's a good tune. Yeah.
And you know what?
We're doing this one a cappella.
Acapella.
Acapella.
We kept them waiting long enough. I'm going to do one now in between too.
There we go.
Yeah. And then we'll finish off with Northwest.
What are you doing?
So, yeah. The Irish Rover. Another song that you sent me and said, I'd like to do a version of this. And I said, I'm going to beat you to it. So here you go.
Gotcha. Let's go.
Let's see what happens here. Thanks again, everybody, for tuning in this week. We hope it's been entertaining. It's been a lot of fun singing a couple songs together. I must say, better than singing them alone here, I guarantee you. So here's the old Irish Rover for you. In the year of our Lord, 1806, she set sail from the fair Cobb of Cork. We were bound far away with a cargo brig for the fine city hall in New York. In a very fine craft we were rigged far and aft, and know how the wild winds drove her. She had 23 masts and withstood several blasts, and we called her the Irish Rover. So fare thee well, my pretty little girl, and I must sail away. Fare thee well, my pretty little girl, and I must sail away. There was Barney McGee from the banks of the Lee, there was Hogan from County Tyrone. There's a chap called McGurk, he was scared stiff for work, and a chap from Westmeath called Malone. There was Slugger O'Toole, he was drunk as a rule, and Fighting Bill Casey from Dover. There was Dooley from Clare, he was strong as a bear, and Skipper on the Irish Rover. So fare thee well, my pretty little girl, and I must sail away. Fare thee well, my pretty little girl, and I must sail away. We had 1 million bales of old Billy Goat's tails, and 2 million buckets of stone. We had 3 million signs on the mine horses' hides, and 4 million barrels of bone. We had 5 million hogs and 6 million dogs, and 7 million barrels of porter. We had 8 million bags of the finest legal rags in the hold of the Irish Rover. So fare thee well, my pretty little girl, and I must sail away. Fare thee well, my pretty little girl, and I must sail away. Sail away now. We had sailed 7 years when the measles broke out and the ship lost her way in the fog. When the whole of the crew was reduced unto two, myself and the captain's old dog. And then the ship struck a rock, oh Lord, what a shock. And then she tumbled over. She turned 9 times around, and the poor dog was drowned. I'm the last of the Irish Rover. So fare thee well, my pretty little girl, and I must sail away. Fare thee well, my pretty little girl, and I must sail away. Let's do one more. Fare thee well, my pretty little girl, and I must sail away. Fare thee well, my pretty little girl, and I must sail away. Trad ending every time. There you go.
It's easy. See, keep it that way.
It's easy. Trad ending every time. Well, there you go. Okay, now I think we're finally get to the spot where we can sing Northwest Passage.
Not saying that just because it's easy, that's what you should do, but
but
it's
most
working tonight.
times it works.
And sometimes keeping it simple is dandy enough.
So here you go. We're going to try Northwest Passage for you. See if we can try it a cappella. That key good for you?
Yeah, let's try it anyway. Let's get her going.
1, 2, 3, 4.
All for just one time, I will take the Northwest Passage to find the hand of Franklin, reaching for the Beaufort Sea and tracing one warm line through a land so wide and savage, and make the Northwest Passage to the sea. Westward from the Davis Strait, 'tis there it was said to lie, the sea route to the Orient, for which so many died, seeking gold and glory, leaving weathered, broken bones and a long-forgotten lonely cairn of stones. Love for just one time, I will take the Northwest Passage to find the hand of Franklin, reaching for the Beaufort Sea and tracing one warm line through a land so wide and savage, and make the Northwest Passage to the sea.
3 centuries thereafter, I take passage over land in the footsteps of brave Kelso, where a sea of flowers began, watching cities rise before me and behind me sink again. The tardiest explorers riding hard across the plains, all for just one time, I will take the Northwest Passage to find the hand of Franklin, reaching for the Beaufort Sea and tracing one warm line through a land so wide and savage, and make the Northwest Passage to the sea. And through the night, behind the wheel, the mileage clicking west, I think upon Mackenzie, David Thompson, and the rest, who cracked the mountain ramparts and did show a path for me to race the roaring Fraser to the sea. For for just one time. I won't take the Northwest Passage to find the hand of Franklin, reaching for the Beaufort Sea and tracing one warm line through a land so wide and savage, and make the Northwest Passage to the sea. How then am I so different from the first men through this way? Like them, I'd left the settled life, I'd thrown it all away to seek the Northwest Passage at the cost of many men, to only find the road back home again. All for just one time, I won't take the Northwest Passage to find the hand of Franklin, reaching for the Beaufort Sea and tracing one warm line through a land so wide and savage, and make the Northwest Passage to the sea. There you are. That was fun.
Another Tried Tuesday done.
What?
Another Tried Tuesday done.
Done just like that. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure.
Well, thanks for having me.
No, thank you, and we'll get you back again. Jacob Lewis, everybody, check him out on Spotify, Apple Music. Anything else to plug?
YouTube is on YouTube, dude.
On to YouTube.
There you
It's
go.
on to YouTube.
It's on to
All
YouTube.
right. And there you are, everybody. We'll see you next week on Tried Tuesday.
Take care.